How's it going, everyone? In today's video, we'll be talking about every Skylanders villain across the first 5 games that would have been a great fit as a Skylander in Imaginators. I will be going into what element or class I would have put these villains in, and who they would have been replaced on the Imaginators villain roster. First, I would love to announce the opening of my Discord. This Discord will be a great information site for when I upload videos like these, and a bunch of updates on my Nuzlocke continuing into Giants and the future. If you want to check out my Nuzlocke, I posted every single live stream after it happened for the Spyro's Adventure, and it was a lot of fun, so I would make sure to check it out. It is on the top of my YouTube page. So yeah, make sure to check that out before you watch the Giants playthrough. Several votes also on who I will be using for Giants will be happening there, so make sure to join. Link for the Discord is in the description. Anyways, back to the video. Starting with our first villain, we have Mesmeralda. Not only do I think she would have been an amazing Skylander, but she would have been an amazing Magic Doom Raider that we were missing in Trap Team. Her moveset would be very unique, and use her puppet magic ability would come very useful and fun to play as. This would be replacing Pinata in the magic element for villains. Although I know there are a lot of Pinata fans, and his figure does look really good in Imaginators, I think the moveset and abilities of Mesmeralda would have been much more unique and really fit the magic element very well. For battle class, I believe Mesmeralda would have fit well in the sorcerer class. Although I know they kept each class different for each villain, I feel like you could have made either Golden Queen a different class, or Mesmeralda could have been switched to a brawler or even a swashbuckler if needed. Next up, we have Baron von Shellshock. The problem with Imaginators is that all the villain Skylanders were just villains from Trap Team. They really needed to touch every corner of villains from the franchise, including Vicarious Vision games. The Baron could have used a dual moveset where with his primary and his tertiary could have been a quick brawler with his claws and some water moves, but in his secondary bring out his mech robot similar to what we see in his boss battle in Swap Force. While he's in his mech, the primary and tertiary do different abilities, similar to how Deep Dive Gilgrunt works in Superchargers. When his water jetpack is on and off, you get different abilities. So this replacement would be very easy, as I would just make Baron a water brawler just like Graveclobber. As I said in my last video, which make sure to go check out, Graveclobber being water actually makes absolutely zero sense. And it's not like he's not even that known of a villain. With the Baron, he's a very nostalgic character that has a very direct tie to being water since he is a crab. Next, we have one I'm probably the least confident in, but I think it would be very cool to have. This character is Conquerron. First, I'll give the positives of letting Conquerron in this team. He is a villain from Giants, which is a game that, other than Chompy Mage, is kind of unrepresented for the villain roster. The Archeans, which were a huge part in the first 2 games, kind of disappeared in later games. What better way to reintroduce that by making one a Skylander? Especially in Imaginators, where you don't even see anything about Archeans. Also, I think his moveset could be very cool with laser, smashing, and even a ground shake ability. I would have put him in the tech element, obviously, and I would have made him a brawler. Though, would I replace Graveclobber as a brawler? Definitely. Would I replace Dr. Crankcase as a tech villain? Not so much. This is definitely my most controversial, as I probably would have still had Dr. Crankcase. Next up, we have Count Moneybone. This is a villain definitely from unrepresented games and Imaginators. Swap Force 3DS and Superchargers. You just don't really see many villains, even like common villains, not only Skylanders, that you see from these games. I thought the voice acting and personality of this character was really good, and should have been explored into more. Moneybone would obviously be an undead villain, and his class would have been moved around to whatever really fits the roster. I could see him as a brawler if he uses his mech suit similar to what we talked about with Baron von Shellshock. But he also could have fit as a swashbuckler, bazooker, quickshot, sentinel, or axe class if truly done right. Similar to Conquerron though, would I replace Count Moneybone with Wolfgang? Although I think this comparison is closer to last time in my opinion, I really am torn between which villain would have been better in this game. But I do know that more people would prefer Wolfgang for sure. I actually saved the best for last, that being Chef Pepperjack. I went on a little rant last video on how he was robbed, and so now I can truly go in depth about that. Chef Pepperjack had a fantastic voice actor, boss fight, personality, and moveset in Trap Team. To not include him in Imaginators is absurd. What makes me so mad is the fact that they made the villain Bazooker Chompy Mage, he is definitely not a bazooker, and Chef Pepperjack would have been perfect for this role. A bazooka shooting out peppers going multiple directions, and then having his other strong abilities from before would be so much better. You can probably infer that I would place him as a fire bazooker, replacing Taekwon Crow and Chompy Mage. Chompy Mage definitely should have been the sorcerer, and Taekwon Crow should have stayed as a dark element. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember the link to my new Discord is down below in the description. See you all next time.